What is a Le Chatelier principle? Le Chatelier principle means mainly that Le Chatelier principle explains or states that when a chemical reaction is subjected to equilibrium, okay, after that that equilibrium state we have to disturb by changing temperature or pressure or concentration. Then what happens, ma? The equilibrium state is shifted to either in forward direction or in backward direction, and to exist a new equilibrium state is known as a Le Chatelier principle. So mainly what are the important factors affecting on the equilibrium position? That factors are explained by Le Chatelier. So the main important factors are already I said. One is effect of concentration, the second one is pressure, and third one is temperature, okay, and fourth one is addition of inert gas, addition of inert gas. Okay, students, these are the main important factors affecting the position of equilibrium. Now we need to explain these factors, how that equilibrium position changing. Let's see the first one. The first one is effect of concentration. The first one is a effect of concentration. Let's see first one, concentration. Effect of concentration. Okay, students, listen carefully, and we are very easy, the effect of concentration. Now for example, concentration you have to increase, okay, means for example a reversible reaction, reactants are converted into products. Okay, now what I am doing, the concentration of reactants I am increasing, so automatically concentration of reactants increased means what happens, our products concentration of product decreases, then the reaction equilibrium means the equilibrium is shift towards in forward direction, the equilibrium is shift towards in forward direction, hence it is favorable for forward reaction, hence forward reaction is favorable. Okay, first one, concentration effect. The first point, listen carefully dear students, concentration of reactants increases or concentration of product decreases. So either you have to increase the concentration, automatically concentration of reactants is more means products concentration less only, na, that means, that's why I said both points in the at a time. Concentration of reactants increases or concentration of products decreases, then the equilibrium is shift towards in forward direction, shifts the equilibrium position in forward direction, then forward reaction is favorable, then forward reaction is favorable. It is very important. Let's see the opposite condition. Second one, opposite means decrease the concentration of reactants. So concentration of reactants is decreased or concentration of products is increased, concentration of products is increased, then the equilibrium is shift towards in backward direction, the equilibrium is shifted towards in a backward direction, hence backward reaction is favored, and backward reaction is favored. Okay students, very easy, listen carefully. First point, concentration of reactants increases, okay, then forward reaction favors or forward direction, the equilibrium is shifting towards in a forward direction. In the same point I said concentration of reactants increased or concentration of products decreased, I said. Next concentration of reactants decreased or concentration of products increased, then backward backward reaction is favored, means the equilibrium is shifted towards in backward position or in backward direction, hence backward reaction is favored. This is a main important factor. One is concentration. Okay, let's see the second important factor is pressure, effect of pressure. Is very very important, and based on these points only they are asking NEET and JEE questions. Okay students, so how the pressure is affecting to change the position of equilibrium. So in order to understand the effect of pressure means we must have to know about the volume of the reaction. Volume means what, dear students? Volume means number of moles. Volume means number of moles only. Volume means number of moles or number of molecules of either reactants or products. So first you have to think about the effect of pressure is mainly depends on delta n values. Mainly depends on delta n values. First, let's see if delta n is 0. If delta n means, what is the meaning of delta n, dear students? Delta n is nothing but it is the difference between the number of moles of gaseous products minus number of moles of gaseous reactants. The difference is known as a delta n. This delta n value is 0. What is the meaning of delta n? 0 means what, dear students? The number of moles of gaseous products is equal to number of moles of gaseous reactants, is nothing but the volume of products is equals to volume of reactants. Volume of products is equals to volume of reactants. So both sides, for example, you have to think this is this side products are there, this side reactants are there, this volume and this volume, both volumes are equal, means you have to apply the pressure on both sides. Then if volume difference is there, means it can move either in right side or left side, it will move. If both volumes are same, means reactants and products volumes are same, means because the number of moles are same, then the reaction means the equilibrium cannot shift any either in right side or in left side. That's why if delta n is equals to 0, then pressure has no effect on equilibrium position. Pressure has no effect on equilibrium position, means pressure does not changes the equilibrium position. That's why the reaction does not move either in forward direction or in a backward direction. When delta n is equals to 0, pressure does not affected. Pressure does not changes the equilibrium position. Okay. Now when the pressure will be changes to the equilibrium position. Now these conditions means if delta n not equal to 0, if delta n not equals to 0, then pressure will be effects. If delta n not equals to 0 means two conditions. When delta n may be positive or negative. Delta n may be positive or negative. Under the two conditions, if you have to increase the pressure or decrease the pressure, then how the reaction is moving, we need to understand. Okay, first see some conditions. Increase the external pressure on the reaction, means generally pressure you have to increase. If pressure increases, always the reaction moves towards less volume or lower volume direction or lower volume side. Lower volume side means if pressure you have to increases, the reaction is moves from higher volume to lower volume side, means the reaction is moves towards lower volume side. If pressure you have to decrease, the reaction moves from lower volume to higher volume. Okay, these 2 points you have to remember in your mind. Actual based on that, if delta n is positive or delta n is negative, how the pressure is affecting on the reactions, we can explain very easily. Okay students, listen carefully. Now what I said, if pressure If pressure you have to increase, the reaction moves from higher volume to lower volume side. Okay students, this just key point. Reverse means what? If pressure decreases, the reaction is moves from lower volume to higher volume side. These 2 points you have to remember. Based on that we can explain very easily. That only A and B points, both A and B points, what it is? If increasing of external pressure on the reaction, then shift the equilibrium in decreasing the volume or number of moles or number of molecules of either reactants or product side. Means increasing the pressure, the reaction is equilibrium is shifted towards decreasing volume side of either reactants or products. Next, decreasing the external pressure on the reaction, then the equilibrium is shifting towards increasing the volume of reactants or product side. Okay, listen carefully now. For example, if delta n is positive, what is the meaning of delta n positive? Delta n positive means volume of volume of products are more than volume of reactants. Volume of product is more than a reactant. Delta n is positive means which having more volume, dear students? Products having more volume. Now if a chemical reaction delta n is positive, then increasing the pressure, now you have to apply more pressure. If delta n is positive, pressure increases, then the volume will be, means the reaction will be shifted towards less volume side means product has more volume, then automatically reactants has less. For example, this side product has more volume, then the reaction shifted towards in reactant side, means less volume side is reactants, then the reaction is shifting towards in backward direction, means backward reaction is favors, means the equilibrium is shifting in backward direction, or equilibrium is shifting towards reactant side is shifting, means it is called backward direction. Now decreasing the pressure, if pressure increases, reaction is shifting towards in backward direction. When delta n is positive, if delta n is positive, pressure increases, backward reaction is favorable. If pressure decreases, forward reaction is possible. Forward reaction favors. Okay, that is the first condition. Next, second condition, let's see. If delta n is negative, means delta n is negative. Delta n is negative means what is the meaning, dear students? When the delta n becomes negative, the volume of reactants more. Delta n is negative means volume of reactants more than volume of products. Now what I said, if delta n is negative means the volume of reactants are more. Now you have to increase the pressure. Pressure increases, the reaction will be shifting towards lower volume side, which having lower volume, products having lower volume. So that's why forward direction, forward reaction is favor. So when delta n is negative, pressure increases, forward reaction is favorable. If pressure decreases, backward reaction is favorable. Okay, I hope you understood. It's very easy. Just a logic. What is the logic? How the pressure is affecting when delta n is not equal to 0? So always the pressure, you have to increase the pressure. The reaction or equilibrium state is shifting towards lower volume side. Just that key point you have to remember. According to that, which side volume is less, that side only reaction will move while increasing the pressure. Okay, next. Now pressure, when the reaction mixture is in liquid state or in solid phase, the reaction mixture is in liquid state or in solid phase, pressure does not affect on that such kind of equilibrium reactions. Means pressure does not show any effect on equilibrium reactions taking place in solution phase, means in liquid phase or in solid phase, or in liquid phase or in solid phase, pressure does not affecting on equilibrium state. Okay students, is very important. Now third factor is temperature effect. Let's see third factor, temperature effect. How the temperature is affecting on equilibrium position. We know very well, it's very clear dear students, types of reactions. If you observe that in reversible reactions, it may be either endothermic reactions or exothermic reactions. First one, endothermic reactions. Endothermic reactions means what dear students? Endo means delta H is positive, delta H is positive, favors at high temperature, favors high temperature. Okay students, favors at high temperature. So for this endothermic reactions, temperature increases, endothermic reactions temperature increases, then shift the equilibrium in forward direction. Equilibrium is shifting in forward direction. Equilibrium is shifting in forward direction, hence forward reaction favors forward. Okay, so for endothermic reactions, temperature increases, forward reaction is favorable. If temperature decreases means reverse. If temperature you have to decrease, then backward reaction takes place, backward forward. Okay, that is for endothermic reaction. Endothermic reactions are favorable at high temperature only. If temperature increases, the equilibrium is shifting towards in forward direction, hence forward reactions are favorable at high temperature in endothermic reactions. In endothermic reactions, temperature you have to decrease, then backward reaction will take place. Backward reaction is favored. Now let's see that exothermic reactions. Exothermic reaction. Exothermic means delta H is negative. Delta H is a negative. Enthalpy change. Delta H means enthalpy change is negative sign. So these exothermic reactions already they're releasing more amount of heat, means they are favorable at low temperature. Favors at low temperature only. Low temperature. So these are favored at low temperature means for exothermic reactions, temperature decreases. Temperature decreases. The equilibrium is shifting. Equilibrium shifting towards forward direction. Forward direction. Equilibrium is shifting towards the forward direction. So, and forward reaction is favored. Forward reaction is favored. For exothermic reactions, temperature decreases. Temperature decreases, forward reaction is favored. If temperature increases, reverse. Temperature increases, backward reaction favored. Okay, backward reaction is favored. Let's see, very clear. Just I explained only one point. For endothermic reactions, temperature increases, the equilibrium is shifting in forward direction, hence forward reaction is favored at high temperature or increasing the temperature in endothermic reactions. In exothermic reactions are favored at low temperatures, I said. That's why temperature decreases. In exothermic reactions, temperature decreases, the equilibrium is shifting in forward direction, hence forward reaction is favored. So for exothermic reactions, forward reaction is favored at lower temperature. Endothermic reactions, forward reaction is favored at high temperature. These two observations if you are understood, then reverse we can understand very easily. Okay students, let's see next. Next important factor is addition of inert gas. Addition of inert gas. So addition of inert gas, two conditions are there. One is addition of inert gas at constant volume. The second one is addition of inert gas at constant pressure. Addition of inert gas at constant volume and addition of inert gas at constant pressure. Inert gases means we know very well, 18th group elements. Helium, neon, argon. Argon here already I gave. Neon gas you have to take. Neon, argon, krypton, like these are inert gases. So inert gases, addition of inert gas. So we are adding inert gases to the reversible reactions. In that case, how they are affecting the equilibrium position. So first one, you are added inert gas and you are kept that volume is constant. Under these conditions, addition of inert gas at constant volume means delta V is constant. Under these conditions, delta n value, whatever the delta n value, either delta n is 0 or delta n is positive or delta n is negative, whatever it may be, and no change in the equilibrium position means does not affect, no effect on equilibrium. So the addition, you are adding some inert gases under constant volume, then whatever the delta n values, the equilibrium position or equilibrium state does not changes, no effect on equilibrium, no effect on equilibrium state or equilibrium position. Okay students, it is very important. And last previously 2 years back there are asked JEE questions from this concept only. Okay, so what happens by the addition of inert gas at constant volume? Among the following, which statement is correct by the addition of inert gas at constant volume, like they gave? So which statement is correct? Does not affect on the equilibrium state, does not affect on the equilibrium state or does not changes the equilibrium position. Okay, let's see the second, addition of inert gas at constant pressure. Pressure is constant and we are adding some inert gases into the reaction mixture. Then how the reaction, how the equilibrium is shifting and how the reaction is changing. Either it is in, the reaction is moving either in right side or left side, either in forward or backward, or maybe at in on equilibrium state, or maybe affected or not affected, we need to discuss. So addition of inert gas under constant pressure means so it depends on delta n values. If delta n is positive, it is exactly reverse to the effect of pressure. If delta n is positive means addition of inert gas favors forward reactions, or the equilibrium is shifting towards forward direction. So addition of inert gas favors forward direction, or equilibrium is shifting towards forward direction when delta n is positive. When delta n is negative, delta n is equals to negative, addition of inert gases favors backward reaction, or the equilibrium is shifting towards in a backward direction. If delta n is 0, then no effect. You have to add addition of inert gases and you have to keep pressure is constant, then it does not affect on the equilibrium. It does not affect on the equilibrium when delta n is equals to 0. Okay students, so these are the main important factors related to reversible reactions of their equilibrium state or position of equilibrium. Okay, what are the main important factors, ma? First one is concentration, second one is pressure, third one is temperature, and fourth one is addition of inert gases. Addition of inert gas we are explained at constant volume and at constant pressure, and at constant pressure. Based on these four factors, we have to explain some of the chemical reactions, favorable conditions for product formation or forward reaction formation. So I gave one example here, listen carefully, that is important applications of Le-Chatelier principle or industrial applications. Means for industrially we are preparing ammonia gas, NH3, in Haber process. NH3 in Haber process, it is a reversible reaction. How the NH3 ammonia we are preparing industrially in Haber process means nitrogen and hydrogen combined to give ammonia gas, and it is exothermic reaction. Delta H is negative means it is exothermic reactions. So exothermic reactions. Now before what I explained those factors, those all factors we have to explain. Now they will ask in JEE mains examination or in board examination, write the favorable conditions for the formation of ammonia in the above reaction, or ammonia is nothing but forward reaction, or they asked backward reaction means reverse points you have to write, okay. So what are the favorable conditions for the formation of ammonia or forward reaction favorable conditions we have to explain by using Le-Chatelier principle factors. Okay, first one, if you are observed that given reaction, first concentration you have to explain. First point, concentration. So ammonia, you want to form ammonia, product is ammonia. Ammonia formation you want to increase. You want to increase ammonia formation means you have to increase the concentration of reactants. Concentration of reactants increases, product formation increases. Product formation increase means forward reaction. Forward reaction increases. So you have to increase the concentration of N2 and H2 gas, or you have to decrease the, or decreasing means you have how much amount of ammonia is forming, sequentially you have to remove from the reaction mixture. Then also forward reaction or formation of ammonia will be increases. Okay, that is the first factor, concentration effect. Concentration effect means you have to increase the concentration of reactants or decrease the concentration of products, then ammonia formation will be increases. Second factor, pressure. To explain the effect of pressure means first you have to check the delta N value. Delta N value is negative came. Delta N is negative means if you are increase the pressure at high pressure means delta N is negative, high pressure is favorable for the formation of products, or high pressure is favorable for the formation of a forward reaction. Okay, so high pressure means that is one particular reaction, so high pressure is required. So how much optimum pressure? That value is exactly 200 atmosphere pressure is sufficient. So optimum pressure is 200 atmosphere. High pressure is favorable for the formation of ammonia. Now low pressure favorable for the formation of reactants. Yes. Next, temperature effect. This is delta H is negative. Delta H is negative means exothermic reactions. Exothermic reactions are favorable under lower temperatures only. So low temperature is favorable for the formation of ammonia. So low temperature, minimum how much? The minimum low temperature is 725 to 775 kelvins temperature we need to maintain. So like these all how I explained my, if you are understanding the above factors properly, then these points we can write very easily in the above equation. Not only that equation, any equation they gave, we can explain very easily either favorable conditions for forward reaction or favorable conditions for backward reaction. We can write very easily. We can explain those favorable conditions with help of concentration. Second one is pressure, third one is temperature. Okay, and fourth one is addition of inert gases also we can explain. So here in the above reaction inert gases we are not used. That's why concentration, pressure and temperature are explained. And for this particular reaction they are using catalyst. Okay, what is the catalyst we are using in the above reaction? Iron catalyst we are using. So iron catalyst is less reactive sometimes. To activate the iron catalyst we are using molybdenum in the above reaction. That's why molybdenum is called as promoter. What is the work of promoter, dear students? Promoter will be activates the catalyst, and catalyst will be increases the rate of reaction. Catalyst will be increases the rate of reaction or rate of forward reaction. Okay, these are the favorable conditions for the formation of ammonia or forward reaction conditions. Okay, then the equilibrium concept is over. Now we need to discuss about in the same chapter only acids and bases, ionic equilibrium and ionic product. After that we need to discuss about solubility and solubility product, and buffer solutions also we need to discuss from this chapter. Okay students, listen carefully. Acids and bases concept, already you know very well acids and bases concept. Acids and bases, to classification of acids and bases mainly three important theories are present. Three theories are present. Theories are present. How many theories are present? Three are present. What are those three theories? First one is a Arrhenius acid-base theory. According to Arrhenius acid-base theory, what is acid definition? Acid definition means a substance or a chemical substance which dissolved in water is can able to produce H plus ions. Then it is called as acid. Is called as acid. If Esma Ishwari, if dissolved in water is can able to produce OH minus ions, then it is called as a bases. So what is the definition of acid and base based on Arrhenius acid base theory? A substance which can able to produce H plus ions in water is called acid. OH minus ions is it producing, then it is called bases. I gave examples for acids: HCl, HNO3, H2CO3, H3PO4, and acetic acid CH3COH. And bases NH4OH, NaOH, KOH, and calcium hydroxide. From this theory, according to this theory, what is called neutralization? According to this theory, neutralization means an acid and base reacts to form salt and water. Salt and water is called a neutralization. For example, HCl react with NaOH to form NaCl, sodium chloride and water. Okay. Limitations. What are the important limitations are present? So limitation means because this theory does not explain the all types of acids and all types of bases cannot explain that. So there are some limitations or failures are there for this theory. The first one is this theory does not explain the acids and bases behavior in non-aqueous solutions. Non-aqueous solutions. Only this theory explains the acidic nature or basic nature in water only. In aqueous solutions only it is explained. If non-aqueous solutions, this theory cannot explain that. Okay. Next important another failure is this theory does not explain the acidic nature of non-metal oxides and basic nature of metal oxides. Why non-metal oxides are having acidic nature? Why non-metal oxides are having basic nature? This theory does not explain. For example, some non-metal oxides CO2, SO3, Cl2O, N2O5, and metal oxides calcium oxide, magnesium oxide, sodium oxides, etc. These cannot explain.